Previously on Fixing Sonic's Rep in Smash. Go watch it, please. Plus, subscribe so my channel does better, please. Anyway, let's make this quick. Sonic's Classic Mode is not good. It's a fine match compilation, but it doesn't quite do a good job representing the character. Mainly because it's trying to represent two different things. Both Sonic's history and his theme of being the fastest character in Smash. So to keep things simple, my most preferred option is the first theme of representing his most important games. These being the ones from Sonic 1 to Adventure 2. The games which Sonic literally wouldn't be the same without. I could include Heroes and Unleashed, but I don't want this to feel overcrowded. And before anything else, the title will still be At the Speed of Sound. For Sonic 1, the stage will take place in Green Hill Zone, and we'll have him fight Roy Koopa in reference to Eggman. Sonic 2 will take place in Halberd, referencing Flying Fortress. This time Sonic teams up with his yellow self in reference to Tails, fighting a giant red Mega Man, in reference to the Death Egg robot. Sonic CD will take place in Forsyth, referencing Stardust Speedway, this time fighting a metallic version of himself with a jetpack, being an obvious reference to Metal Sonic. Sonic 3 and K will take place in Palutena's Temple in reference to Sky Sanctuary. Sonic will once again fight alongside his yellow self, who will this time wear a Tanuki tail, in reference to how this was the first game to give Tails the ability to fly on command. And the opponent will be Roy Koopa once again referencing Eggman, but this time accompanied by a red Sonic referencing Knuckles. But once you defeat the red Sonic, he'll respawn on your team. And once you defeat Roy, he gets replaced by a giant red Rob, in reference to Kyodai from Doomsday Zone. Sonic Adventure will take place in New Donk City in reference to Station Square, and will have Sonic accompanied by a purple Incineroar in reference to Big the Cat, and the opponent is a giant metallic cyan Inkling in reference to Chaos. And finally, Sonic Adventure 2 will take place in the Lilac Cruise in reference to Space Colony Arc. Sonic will be accompanied by his yellow self with a blaster in reference to Tails and his Cyclone, and his red self with the Screw Attack in reference to Knuckles and his drilling moves. And the opponents will be Roy Koopa with a blaster as well in reference to Eggman, white-haired Bayonetta with also a Screw Attack in reference to Rouge, and of course Black Sonic in reference to Shadow. Sonic's Classic Mode boss will be Gallium, not only to reference Sonic's constant fight with dangerous machines, but Gallium would also serve as a reference to the Bio Lizard. That's it for Sonic. Now for a Classic Mode for Amy. Amy's theme would be the Heavyweight. I know it's weird to base this sort of theme around a relatively light character, but you must remember, Amy is crazy strong. I mean, you try to lift a giant hammer that can squash a robot with relative ease. Exactly. So just to sum things up, this will be literally the same campaign as King K. Rool, but the opponents will be larger, and not to worry because along the way, Amy will be accompanied by Purple Incineroar and Isabelle, in reference to Big the Cat and Cream the Rabbit, with whom she forms Team Rose. So her classic mode will be titled My Crushing Passion. So first she fights Donkey Kong, then Bowser, then King Dedede, then King K. Rool, then Ridley, and finally Ganondorf. And her boss fight will be Giga Bowser. Finally, now for the villain representative, Dr. Eggman. This one has him fight characters that will resemble all of Sonic's other adversaries. The classic mode will be titled The One True Mr. Bad. Now for the opponents, first will be a metallic cyan Inkling, once again in reference to Chaos, a big pale colored Bowser in reference to the Bio Lizard, a giant metallic armored Ridley in reference to Neo Metal Sonic, Ganondorf in reference to Black Doom, Dark Mewtwo in reference to Mephiles, and a giant Ridley in reference to Dark Gaia. His boss will start with a match against all 8 of Sonic's skins, and after that he fights the one and only Super Sonic, and then finally he fights Gallium, in reference to how some of his machines will turn on him, so it's up to him to clean up his own mess. Side note, I know it's strange that I kept Roy to represent Eggman in Sonic's Classic Mode, when the idea of this revision series is to include him in the first place, but chances are Sakurai might not be too open to the idea of Sonic having both an echo and a completely original character at the same time. But if this idea does come true in the next Smash game, then Roy Koopa will be replaced by Eggman for all intents and purposes. Well, that was it for today, and this will be the final part to my Fixing Sonic series. So if you're by any chance a modder, I plead you to take inspiration from this series. Or if you simply know a modder, then let them know too. I'd really appreciate it if they at least take some of my ideas. Anyway, that was it for today. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and comment your thoughts down below. Till next time, stay faithful and hopeful.